What is going on? Welcome to Ruu S Room, where we get into the nitty-gritty of the artists and creatives in the Australian scene. I am Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid, and today we got Goobsy. He is a hip-hop artist out of Adelaide. He is one of the a part of the class of the current Acclaim All-Stars. Um,
Yeah,
the likes of Devora, Lauren Darlow, Zaya Jade, Brazen Barbie, MJ Soul,
DeAndre,
DeAndre, of course.
DeAndre.
Can't forget DeAndre. Just to name a small few. DSP, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I just
Yeah,
named the class.
DSP. Yeah.
Just to yeah, for sure. And his most recent project, Brunch 2, is out right now. Yeah, Goobsy, how are you doing? Like for real, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Like real good. Like in terms of like headspace of like where I have been in
Mhm.
previous points in life and now like I could probably say I'm the best I've ever been. Like I feel good, pretty much happy every day. I've always got a smile on my face. So like as long as that's there, like I got no need to complain, man.
For
Like I
sure.
got roof, I got food, I got clothes, I got money in my bank. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for
That's
sure.
it. I'm
For
good.
sure. And that's good. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. At the end of the day, that's all you can ask for. Everything else is just extra and just,
Exactly.
adding on. So as long as you got the
100%.
stuff and are happy, then yeah, that's great. That's really good to hear. Um, so before we get into, the big stuff or the more personal stuff, again, get to know a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah.
I'd be it's the obligatory question about the project Brunch 2 out right now, produced all solely by Kirby. Um,
All by Kirby,
all
all
by Kirby.
produced, all mixed, all
Yeah,
mastered.
for sure.
Kirby's the man.
Shout out to Kirby. Shout out to Kirby. Absolutely killed it. I remember
Yeah, he
listening
does.
to it a few times. I'm like, ooh, this is grimy. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, love the project.
Thanks, man.
For those who haven't listened to the project yet, which you're tripping if you haven't, where and when do you think is the best time or place to listen to it for the first time?
Oh, I seriously think whenever, because you know what's going to happen. You play Penfolds, the first song, and you're like, damn, this is nice and smooth. And
Mhm.
like the way we track listed it out, it's going to go like smooth and it takes you up to the grittiest point by the time you get to like Demolition Man. And
Yeah.
then like, but it brings you back down towards the finish with Nerve. And it's just like, you know what I mean? There's like value in any scenario for it. Like, at my gym, people have come up to me like, "Oh, I love this song, like gets me pumped up." And then like another lab was like, "Oh yeah, this song like is mad chill to cruise to." And I was like, I just make music that I like and what
Yeah,
I
for
want
sure.
to hear. So and but at the same time, I was like, I don't always just want to like load a project up that's just like gritty
Yeah.
or load a project up that's like doesn't have any gritty because I love gritty. So it's just
Sure.
like I think you could listen to it almost anywhere. It could be cool to like maybe listen to like on a Saturday
Mhm.
like have cooking some food and having some friends over and stuff like that. If you're having like a lads night or kind of a lads night, I
Yeah.
think you should all kind of get your face like this
Yeah.
towards it. You're like, damn, this stuff's hard. That's me personally, and I'm gonna be honest about it as well.
Of course,
So
of course. And like you just mentioned, you at the end of the day, you made it because you enjoy the music. And
yeah,
therefore,
exactly.
if it does fit in all those scenarios, then that's just naturally how it fits.
Yeah,
Some
for sure.
not one of those, it's only within this one situation. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah, 100%. I think the first time I listened to it was I was just driving to work, so nothing too dramatic, but
But like that's where it can get you because like I listen to because I drive so much as well. Like I just listen to albums and like you can just like you got drive by yourself. Like, holy crap! Like what the hell? Like,
for sure.
Jesus, you know what I mean? So I go for the same when I listen to music for driving. Like I do it all by myself. Listen to music really.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, no. So once again, out there, if you haven't listened to
Price
Brunch,
food is out everywhere right now.
exactly,
Don't be
exactly.
lacking.
But anyway, we are not here to talk about Brunch 2. We're here to get to know you a little bit more.
Uh, uh,
So my first question to you before we get into maybe some more ones, some intro questions, is what percentage of yourself do you think your inner circle really knows about you?
my inner circle, they like some of those boys know everything.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
I've got a few selected boys,
Mhm.
and I've like it's taken a period of time, but like I've like kind of made sure they feel comfortable as much as I feel comfortable about talking about anything and everything, rather than like feel like you have to hide certain topics
Yeah.
to hide certain topics, and then like you might feel ashamed when something gets aired out. So
Yeah.
it's like they know, even if they have like say a medical something medical that's real private,
Mhm.
they'll tell me straight away to get it over with, and like they kind of feel a sense of relief because, like
Yeah.
especially young men, they'll hide something and they don't want to open up and stuff like that. But I've made like my real close ones feel comfortable, and then as well, it's like I'm gonna bag you, I'm gonna pay you out for that later. Yeah, I know, but that's what they do to me as well. I've made sure that we're all so comfortable, and there's nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of. Because like at the end of the day, like these boys who have been my best friend for almost 20 years,
Yeah.
I just want everyone to be comfortable and happy, you know.
Yeah.
So, and the ones who are really in that close circle, um, they're completely aware of it as well. They knew that this was the goal to get like this with all of us,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think they know a lot about me. They know everything. I
Yeah.
tell them everything. I want people to know what I'm thinking. So they know, like, if I'm in a mood, they might know why instead of me not wanting to tell them. I
Mhm.
don't like to just be unnecessarily moody and not give someone a reason.
Yeah. 100%. And especially with the boys, like, having that open dialogue, like you said, just allows like guys to step out of that, we got to always be, stoic
Tough.
and whatever and tough
Yeah.
and
Well,
etc.
I'm half Māori.
Mm,
So like I know as well, lots of men on like that Māori side
mm,
don't like to talk about those type of
yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Like my brothers and that, like I might not look New Zealand from, but
Yeah.
my brothers, they
Yeah.
look like, they're straight from the island. But
Sure.
that's a big thing with them as well, like talking about your
Mhm.
feelings rather than bottling it up and think you need this macho man
Yeah.
and you need to like suck it up and get over it. Nah, bro, we're in 2024. You don't need to suck
Yeah.
nothing up. You can talk about it and let it out.
Yeah. And we'll all be better for it at the end of the day.
Exactly. You're
Sure.
gonna feel better. Like I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna be aware, and now you know that I'm aware,
Mhm.
So
Exactly. Exactly. And in regards to that, so 100%, how much of that percentage do you think you've shared in your music so far?
maybe 30%.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I've done like I never even wanted to talk about like certain things in my life, but a close friend of me, he was like, you're very smart at articulating your words. You should talk about certain things because people are gonna resonate with it.
mhm.
And like you're gonna enjoy talking and doing it because it's gonna feel more natural to you rather than say just making music for the sake of it. Like you're gonna feel a sense of accomplishment and like relief from doing it. And as soon as I started taking that approach, like my friend was right. And I just tell little things or, just throw something out here and there. But I try to keep my music and my personal life. I know it's hard when you like your face is all over these social media pages and people are starting to recognize you a little more. But like I do try to keep certain things separate. Because like I'm just a dude who happens to make music, but I also have a life,
Yeah.
and music isn't my life. And I'm not gonna be silly and try to make music my life. If these things happen though, like I'm not gonna like turn them down. But if they happen, they happen.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm going balls in on music,
Yeah.
100% of the time. But
Sure.
I'm also being realistic about it, and like I do want to have a job, and I do want to be able to provide for myself. And by having a job, it helps me. It
Yeah.
helps my music.
Exactly.
You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Helps me pay for better things, helps me upgrade. So yeah, I
100%.
reckon I'll put about in to sum that all up, I reckon I'll put about 30% of me out there.
Okay,
True.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And I agree. I agree with all that. Okay, well, hopefully through this main part, we get to know a little bit more of that 30% or even a little bit more of that 100%.
Yeah.
So What I have asked Goobsy to do is grab a couple items. We're gonna take it back to primary school days. Do a little.
Homework.
I get exactly, exactly. See, I'm a school teacher. What can I?
Yeah.
It seeps out. So we'll take it back to primary school days. Do a little bit of a show and tell. And if we don't have an item, that's fine. Hopefully, we have a dope story to go along with it. So number one, what is something that represents who you are as a person?
See, that one was a bit hard.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been thinking about like my how I perform and what I let people see when I perform when I thought of that question. And I had something. I don't know if this is like 100% on par with it, but I thought this was like, it represents something.
No
And
wrong.
I'm a massive wrestling fan.
Mm,
Like, love it. Like, don't miss an episode weekly.
for
Watch
sure.
every pay-per-view. Know every little. I know a lot. You know what I mean? What do people get to see when I perform? That there, I wear this mask when
Mm,
I do my opening song when I
mm,
perform. 9 times out of 10, I wear this mask.
mm.
And I was like, because of who he was as a person who wore this mask, the wrestler Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
I was like, I resonate a lot with how he is creative and how he did all his gimmicks and that. I have this mask.
Right.
I wear this mask when I do my first song of the set.
Mm.
Got these belt buckles in, you gotta full do it up. Full just and I was like, I feel comfortable. I wear
Yeah.
this thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? When I wear this and I get to perform, I feel
Mhm.
comfortable. And I'm like, this here is like, this is something that, represents me, I reckon, as a person. It's weird. You know what I mean?
It represents, yeah, exactly.
And
It's these
it
two
resonates with my music, my creativity,
for sure.
like what I enjoy.
Mhm.
Like it's just all this little thing right here, man.
For sure, for sure. When was the when was the first time you saw wrestling on TV and you're like, oh my goodness, what is this?
Oh, dude, I found I actually, because so that happened at a family member's house on Boxing Day once,
Mm,
right? I think it was 2006 Boxing Day
mm,
because I was thinking about it and I was like, I was talking to my parents and I was like, when was this? When was this date that I became in love with this thing?
yeah.
And they were like, it's got to be around these years between like 2008, 2005.
Mm,
I remember a match. So I went through like just online searching to find the exact episode, to find the exact day.
yeah.
And it was like 2006
Mm,
Boxing Day.
yeah.
And there was just this match it was a battle royale match. Which had 20 people in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Rey Mysterio was in it. And I was just fell in love that day. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell am I watching? It was either 2006 or 2005. I'm starting to think 2005 actually.
Mhm.
But yeah, just insane, just
Mhm.
instantly in love.
For sure.
What's that been? 19 years. I've
Yeah.
just loved it. There was a few years when I got to high school and
Mhm.
people were like, oh, wrestling's crap, wrestling's fake. And
Yeah.
I kind of was like, yeah, I don't watch that anymore. And then I got to 18 and I was like, nah, dude, I
Well,
love it.
yeah.
I'm picking it back up.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure. For sure. It's you know, looking back and being like, nah, you know what? I really did enjoy that. Why the hell am I listening to these
Yeah.
people?
From
No,
like 15 to 18, didn't watch it. And
mm,
then like I got to 18, I was like, nah, let's get back on the game.
for sure, for sure. And do you have a favorite storyline? A favorite like match? Like um
A favorite storyline, like it's a kind of a short one, but it was Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar. And
mm,
like Eddie Guerrero at this time was on his second run.
mm,
And he'd been fired like a few years earlier for drugs and stuff like that. And then he had I think it was a car crash or a motorbike crash, and
mm,
he had to build himself back up. He went through all independent leagues, got
mm,
back to WWE, had this feud with Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar was calling him like a junkie, and he
mm,
was pretty much like, you know what, I am a junkie. I
mm,
did do that. There's no denying it. But like I worked all the way through it. There's this like promo he cuts. It's like, whoa, that hits you. And then like they have their match and everyone's like, oh, he's not beating Brock Lesnar. No one beats Brock Lesnar. And then he beat Brock Lesnar and the place just erupts. And I think it's 2004 Unforgiven, I think the match is.
mm.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that Eddie and Brock Lesnar feud was really good in my opinion.
That's fire. That's fire. Oh, that's so cool. It's so cool. Like I'm not a wrestling fan, but
Yeah, it's fun.
like being around like DeAndre, people like Phil Fresh, hearing it from you, it's so cool to like hear all these things.
Yeah, me and
One,
DeAndre love yarning about it.
no,
We
for
get
sure.
stuck. We get stuck into it.
1000%, 1000%. Okay, let's keep things moving. Because it sounds like you could probably just talk about wrestling for days and days and
Oh,
days.
dude, you got to cut me off, man.
Okay, number two. What is your favorite sentimental gift that you have received from someone?
So I didn't have one
Hmm.
from this, I didn't think. But then I was just thinking about recently, my partner,
Hmm.
she knows how much I love Nipsey Hussle.
Mm.
That's my goat.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the goat. There's
mhm,
no one can make me change my mind.
yeah,
And she threw some hints out this year when it was my birthday
yeah.
about trying to get me something for a present.
Mhm.
And I was like, and she asked me a question. And when she asked it, and the way she asked it, she clearly just like didn't think I would think about it. But she goes, "What's your favorite Nipsey project again? Because I know this guy at work, he likes him." And I was like, "Are you asking that 3 weeks before my birthday, huh?" And I was like, "Well, it is Nipsey Hussle Slaughter Boy 2.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what it is. So tell your friend that." And then she got me Slaughter Boy 2 on vinyl.
Uh,
And I was like, what the freak? I've been trying to get this for a while, for a minute, but it cost. So she got me this on vinyl, and I was like blown away. I knew it though. I knew it, but I still was like, holy shit. I can't deny it. This thing here is so
oh,
fresh.
that's clean. That's so
It's so good. I haven't even spun it yet. Like I gotta play it, and I'm not just gonna get records to not play them,
yeah.
but like I've just been in the process of moving houses and stuff
Yep,
like
yep, yep,
that.
yep.
But I can't wait to spin this and just like have a couple of drinks or something like that and
Mm.
really like hone in. Even though I've listened to this thing 1,000 times, but like to listen to it properly, like on wax, I'm very excited to do.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What about Nipsey Hussle's journey, the marathon continues, like really resonates with you, not just as an artist, but like as a person?
So there's like a reason behind it. Like I'll try to cut this story real short. But back when I was younger, my brother pretty much nicked an iPod off someone at high school, and he like erased all the data and gave it to me. And then I went to a friend's house, and my friend's older brother at the time, who were like my elders, they would just like fall into the mixtape era. Like I'm talking like Smoke Dizza, Big Career,
Yeah,
J. Cole, Friday Night Lights.
yeah,
And I gave him this iPod because I always listened to cool music when I was there. I would have been about 11 or 12.
yeah.
I said, "Can you load this up?" And they just loaded it up. And the first project I listened to on it was Nipsey Hussle's The Marathon.
Mhm.
And that was it. I just fell in love straight away. And I reckon I've listened to his music every day since I was 12. Don't
Mhm.
miss a day. Like every day, I reckon I listen to a Nipsey song just on shuffle.
Yeah.
So what's that now? I'm 26. So that's like 14 years. I've listened to a Nipsey song almost every single day.
Wow.
Like, and just he's listening to the journey from his music. I've been there when the marathon dropped.
Mhm.
And I've listened to every project after that and just hearing this journey of him as a person and like how he just wanted to better himself and the life he lived. I just loved it. You know what I mean? There's just I don't know like what there is to dislike about that and his journey. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So I've just been a fan since I was 12. I'm gonna be a fan for the rest of my life.
No, 100%, 100%. And yeah, no, like the impression that he left on, everyone, so many people,
Yeah,
so many
exactly.
people is wild. So yeah, no, shout out. Shout out. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. All right, number three. What is the first album that you ever bought or received?
Well, my first album, there's a few different things I had for this one. Because my
Mm.
first album, I was a kid and I bought one of the Hoods albums, Hilltop Hoods albums.
Yep,
Can't
yep,
remember the Calling, I think it was.
yep,
All right.
yep.
Don't have it. Don't have it. That's fine. And then another album I remember buying was Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is it
Mm.
Dana, California? I think that's the
Like California?
record.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a
But
blue
then I
artwork.
also was,
Yeah,
huh?
like a blue artwork with like a
Yeah, it's the
yeah,
planet. Yeah.
yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring the first record I ever bought because I got a nice record collection of
Mm.
my favorite albums. I'm going to bring the
Mm.
first record I ever bought. And
Yeah,
it goes back to old mate as well, though. Old mate Nipsey. Also got
nice.
Nipsey Hussle's.
Victory lap.
Victory lap. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? The day I bought a record player, I went crate searching and
Yeah.
found this and couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. Um, yeah, I was blown away. Like this thing here, this I've spun this thing so much. Like I seriously, I reckon I know the lyric to every song. Like I just love it. But like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring the records in. I'm gonna show them. There's the Hilltop Hoods thing as well. That was obviously big for me. But then I also got this. This was by an Adelaide. They were an Adelaide group called Gravity Ponds. The
Mm.
Glares are there. That's better. Gravity Ponds called Instruments of Torture. It's not
Okay.
anywhere. It's not on any streaming.
Yeah.
You might find some songs on YouTube.
Yeah.
But this they're not a group anymore as well. Two of them are a group now, like a
Mm.
duo. But the group this was three dudes.
Mm.
Um, One of them is doing his own thing with Life, and then
Mm.
the other two, I don't know if you've heard of Peeps or Rems, Black Teeth, Red Gums. So they're
Yeah.
Adelaide,
I
hmm,
have. I have. I
from
have heard.
Adelaide. They're both on Brunch too.
Yeah.
They're both on Terrible Bunch.
Yeah.
Peeps and Rems are, but
Yeah.
Peeps and Rems. This was maybe the first proper Aussie rap I heard besides the Hoods.
All right.
Right? And they're from Adelaide. And I
Mhm.
was like blown away. I was like, what the hell? And Peeps has this real raspy voice and it's gritty. And that's what made me go, if he can do it, I can do it. I've got a gritty voice, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I've spun this thing. I'd never had a copy of it. They found a box of this. I'll go back one sec. They were, they were pretty big in Adelaide, and then they stopped. They stopped rapping when I started,
Yeah.
and they had 10 years off.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. And I never had a copy of this. They said they're all sold out.
Mm.
Rah rah. They came back. I was always pestering Peeps. I was always like, if you ever want to come back, let me know.
Yeah.
And then when I was making Brunch One,
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, we'll come back.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
You're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we got in the studio and I got their first song in 10 years on Brunch One. And
Wow.
now they're active as they're doing so much stuff. It's like insane. Like they're just loading it up. They're really having fun with it, which is I find fun to see. Like I've told them just come back for fun. Don't worry about nothing else. Like just do this because you love it. You know what I mean? So this project, Instruments of Torture, is like vital to
Yeah.
me as a rapper,
Mhm.
especially Peeps. Yeah, on this project, Peeps is what did it for me. He knows it. I've told him as well. I'm very close to him. I have dinner with him all the time. We go out and do things. We're doing posse shot together this weekend. Like
Wow.
we're so close. Like these guys are my idols, and now they're some of my Peeps and Rems are two of my best friends.
Sure. For sure.
Um, but yeah, Gravity Ponds, Instruments of Torture. They found a box. They gave me two copies, and I was like, "Oh, you're kidding me! This thing here is pretty much why I rap."
That's hard. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
It adds to the law. The
yeah,
law.
100%. And I've told, and people know it. People think I'm joking or something. It's like, no, seriously. Me hearing Peeps, a friend of mine, showed me it when we were like 14, something like that, and I was like, "What the frick
Yeah.
is this?"
Yeah.
13 maybe, something like that. Pretty
Yeah.
young.
No,
But
for
I
sure.
was like blown away.
Yeah. No, I'm in a similar boat with El Fresh Lion because
Okay.
I used to. I'm not sure if you know El Fresh. He's a rapper from like Liverpool, like around my area in Sydney,
Yeah.
and and I listened to him when I was in high school, and then just this past year, I've been a part of this program in my city, Campbelltown,
Yeah.
called the Conscious Program, and he's like the he's pretty much been my mentor for the past year. So
That's
like
mad.
it's like yeah, I get what you mean. It's like you see this local artist who you're like, yo, they're fire. I love their stuff. And then you turn
Yeah.
around. Now it's like, yo, I'm making music with them or I'm
Yeah.
going out to lunch or
This is like a 10-year turnaround for me. So it was really crazy that it happened because I never thought they'd do it again. I never thought they would rap again. They were gone for almost 10 years. I really thought that was it. They're not coming back. And then I just couldn't believe it when it happened. Like so surreal, such a surreal feeling being with them and making the first song together. Yeah, it blew me away.
Definitely, definitely. And before we move on, is there a current project of a local artist that you have been rinsing, a song, a project, like I said? Yeah.
A current project
or song?
or song. I can't think at the top of my head because I get really stuck listening to albums. Like when I hear an album, I don't just like save. I do save songs from it, but like I rinse the album. Like I'll play the album in my car, on Spotify for a week, just that one album.
Mhm.
I really love listening to projects.
Yeah.
Um, like recently, Peeps from Gravity Ponds, Black Teeth Red Gums. He dropped a project with Flu, like
Mm.
this real gritty, different type of stage, real unique. I'd say it's so unique, and that's why I love it. I love like unique sounding stuff.
Mhm.
And he also dropped a project with like one of my mentors, which is Manazil,
Yeah.
recently as well. So those two might be two local ones I'm really rinsing still. They came out within the last like 3 months, both of them did. But yeah, they're real good ones. Good
Nice.
ones that I recommend. Peeps and what is it? Peeps and Manazil, Skullduggery, and then Peeps's solo EP with Flu.
Mm.
I can't remember the name. He's gonna hate me now.
All right, let's get moving. Number four. What is a moment from one of your favorite gigs and sessions?
From a gig, it might be so when I was like first starting still and coming up and trying to get these shows, there was a competition to see who would open for Complete in
Mm.
SA.
Yeah.
And I like put my name in. I was like, everyone tag me in this. Let's try see if I can do it. And I won. And I was like, yes. So I got to open up, did my thing, and it was like Complete, Greeley, Bit of Belief, and Dundee.
Mm.
Right. And I was like, oh, when was this? This would have been 7 years ago, I reckon. And I was like, this is crazy. These guys are popping at the moment. I need to like make a mark. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like make some, give them something to remember me by.
Sure.
Anyway, I did my set. It was all right. I'm backstage, and I'm with my DJ at the time. His name was Panix, awesome dude. And I was like rapping to him this other thing I wrote recently. And Manazil, I don't know if you've heard of Manazil. Or
No, not
so
too.
he used to do the battle rap scene stuff with like Cursor and all that.
Okay.
He's making like some of the best music that anyone can hear at the moment. He's just doing his thing, having fun with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's also blind.
Mm.
And I'm backstage and I'm rapping this to my DJ, and he goes, "Hey yo, are you that Goobsy guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Come over here, rap that in my fucking ear." I was like, "All right." I go over and I rap this verse to him. He's like, "Damn, that's hard." All right, man. Respect. Just lets me go. And then like a week later, he calls me on Facebook. So this all led from that. He calls me on Facebook. He's like, "Whereabouts are you?" I'm like, "South." He's like, "Same." "Whereabouts?" I was like, 6'2". He's like, "Same." "Whereabouts?" I was like, "Tell me whereabouts you are." And at the time, he was like, "I live here." And
Yeah.
I was like, "That's 2 streets from me."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come over." And I just went to his house, and he just like, from there, he's pretty much become one of my best friends and like a mentor to me. And he's helped. And most of my decisions that I make when it comes to music, I always run by him, and
Mhm.
like he'll just give me a fresh perspective on it.
Yeah,
And whether I want to take some of what he's saying or run it myself, I always ask him. He's always there, and he always has an opinion, and he's always helping.
for sure. For
But
sure.
that's probably my favorite thing from a gig, meeting him.
Yeah. Like you like the gig part, yeah, it's whatever. But that
This
backstage,
connection that I've made that's lasted since,
yeah,
yeah, insane,
for sure.
unreal. Some of the things that I've done with him, like he's taken me on 2 tours around the country. He's introduced me to people like Cursor and stuff like that. Like, these are things that like I could never thank him enough for.
For sure. For sure. Shout out. That's fire.
Yeah. Big
That's so,
love to
so dope.
Manners Ill, my guy.
For sure. And do you have a favorite session?
When me and Kirby
Mm.
put together there's a couple with Kirby that are really awesome because we do it. We kind of have a schedule with it, like how we do it. Like it used to be when I wasn't working, it used to be every Monday I go to his about lunchtime, and I'm there till about 7, and we do as much as we can. And that's how we made brunch one. Every Monday we did it like that. The first time I met Kirby, like, and this has happened other times, but maybe I'll say the first time. I go to his house, I meet him through Nerve. Nerve introduces us together. He goes, "You two are both Adelaide guys. You should work together. You're so dope."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, all right, sure. We can talk about it." And like, I I was an asshole. I can be an asshole. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, we'll talk about it." But then, like, I really just loved who Kirby was. And I was like, "Let's do it." I go to his house. He pulls out this Russian vinyl and he
Okay.
starts chopping away on it, like just chopping hard. And he makes the beat for Dirty Dancing. I don't know if you've heard that one. Dirty
No.
Dancing. It's a from Brunch One, a gritty ass song, super gritty.
Mm.
And as he's making the beat, I just like when I write, I kind of face the corner of a room and just sit with my head in the corner and write. That's how I do it. If I'm in the studio, if I'm at home, I'll just be walking around with my phone.
Mm.
But I'm turning around, I'm doing this, and Kirby's kind of like, do you like this? Is this your thing? And I'm turning back, and I'm like, oh, no, dude, this is hard. Just as he's finished the beat, he goes, yeah, man, maybe next time we can, like, if you got a song to it, we can record. I was like, no, I wrote a song. I'm done.
Yeah.
I wrote a song while you made that beat. And he was like, oh, shit. And we laid it down, and we were just like, whoa. And to this day, Kirby's like, that's my favorite beat still. But because of that method, that how we did it, where he just makes the beat and I just write, it worked. And we've done a few other songs like that. We did Demolition Man like that. Like he's just making this beat. He's like, what do you reckon? I was like, I've got a song. Let's go.
Yeah.
The song with Mog Y, Rustly Sports Jackets, same thing. I was like, got a verse. He's like, what else are you gonna do? I was like, well, ask someone else to get on it.
Mm.
And then yeah, a bunch of songs. When me and him are really in the zone, I enjoy those ones the most. They're my favorite ones.
For sure. For
Maybe
sure.
when we had Nerve there as well, the same thing happened. Curly made this beat, and me and Nerve just looking at each other, and we're just like we're right, and we're looking at each other like, how much you got? Oh, a little bit more. What do you reckon now? And we're just like going at it, like kind of looking at each other every few minutes, and we just laid it down, and like we just in a couple of hours, me and Nerve had that song. But like those are probably my
Mm.
favorite sessions.
For sure. For sure. Just locked in, grinded.
Locked in, just going right then and there. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that one with Nerve was the same. That one was really fun as well.
Yeah.
And we were just done like, no, we'd had a full day in the studio from like maybe 10, like going all day. And there's people there all day in and out. And it gets to about 6 and everyone's going home. And I'm about to go home. And the Nerve's pretty much like, maybe we should lock in on something.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, of course I want that. Let's go. Like, and I was like, I'm so exhausted. And I was like, all right, let's do it. I really gotta dust these cobwebs off and just tap in right now, kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, those sessions like that with Kirby are probably my favorite.
Yeah. Bet. I love that. I love that. And number five, what is something that represents your dreams and aspirations within your field? You
It's
know?
almost like I just want to stay happy.
Mm.
Like that's my goal was like the goals that I've had. I haven't wrote goals saying I used to write goals and have them down like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing to help me accomplish things because I'd have them written physically, pinned to a wall. They're there not just for me to see, but for everyone to see, which holds me accountable for them. And I didn't do that this year at all because I just feel like I'm just gonna go with the flow and keep doing what makes me happy.
Mhm.
The way I'm doing things, and if I suddenly don't feel happy, I'm gonna change straight away. But like I'm just trying to my goals are to stay happy, make sure the people around me are happy, make sure we're all winning, make sure we're all eating, make sure you know what I mean. Like I just wanna my goal is just to stay happy for
Mhm.
as long as I can, really. I don't want to go through a pit. You know, we all have those moments in life. I've been there. I don't want to go back there. Um, I think that's really I just want to continue this staying happy, you know?
Mhm. No, for sure. And again, like we said at the top of this call,
Yeah,
of this conversation, that at the end of the day, that's all you can hope for. And is, the purest way you should be, regardless of what you're doing. If you are a person who just was like, okay, let me just go with the flow, or if you enjoy a lot more rigid of a structure and like that kind
yeah,
of compartmentalization, if that eases you, then yeah. But if the way you feel, like the way you've been working recently, where it's like, okay, you know what, let's just let things go, and whatever happens, happens. And then, like you said, if you're slowly starting to feel unhappy about something, shift.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
what makes me happy?
Change something. Not something. If you're going through a period where you're unhappy consistently, something needs to change on your end because no one else should be making you happy. You should be making yourself happy. You should put yourself first. I always tell my friends that as well. Put yourself first. Like not
Mm.
not to be like, crude about it, but I'm always like, fuck cunts, bro. Put
Yeah,
yourself first. That's it. Like seriously. I'm like, it's a mentality, but once you start doing that, you really do start to feel better. And
yeah,
like you see yourself improving and you see things coming together that you might not have thought could come together the way they do because now you're happy. It's just like, oh wow, things can happen a lot easier
yeah.
than I once thought
Mhm.
because I just focused on myself for a little bit rather than trying to please everyone else around me.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And yeah, being selfish isn't a bad thing,
No,
in
it's not.
these circumstances. It's like, yeah, like you said, look out for yourself. Look out for yourself. And
Yeah,
I like that. I love that because, it shows that, even though we're talking about, I asked the question in regards to in your field, if you are happy, then whatever you're doing within your field is going to be positive for you.
exactly. I don't want to like talk about my job on here, but like with what I've told you, what my job is, like when I'm
Yeah,
happy, I'm able to get the most out of it and help
yeah,
as many people as I can.
for sure. For sure. No, 100%. 100%. Okay, we got one more question, but before we get to that, it's time we play a game. So what I'm going to get you to do is build your ultimate collab track. Uh,
Uh,
it is going to be yourself, three
Amazing.
other artists, one producer, and one videographer slash director, and as all local artists and producers and videographers and directors.
Okay. All right. So obviously I'm gonna on the camera, I'm gonna have there's two, bit hard to choose from, but it's either gonna be Joey Bailey from Brisbane
Okay.
or Oscar from I think it's Oscar Wood. Oscar, he did Roughly Sports Jacket from Melbourne. It's got to be one of those two because
Maybe
they're
they can
just,
collab.
yeah,
That
they
would
can collab because they're both so sharp or they're both very talented. Um, for the collabs, I'm gonna have Cursor
be.
because like it's Cursor, it's the king. I'm trying to think of artists that I haven't worked with.
Mhm.
Like obviously Brunch 2 was so stacked and I got a lot accomplished from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe Cursor Complete
Mhm.
because I love Complete
Mhm.
and Lazy Grey. Lazy Grey, band in Queensland is one of the top album for me.
Mhm.
Maybe those three. It's such a weird one.
Yeah.
Cursor, Complete, Lazy Grey. You know what
Okay.
I mean? And me. What a track! What a collab that would be. Directed by Joey Bailey or Oscar and produced by Stu. It's got to be Kirby or Kirby and Colored Noise can do a joint beat. But I'm
Okay.
gonna have Kirby there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And speaking of the video, or to bring it back to the video, what would be happening in this video?
Damn, dude, depends on what the song's about, really.
Up to you.
You
It's
know?
your collab track.
Uh
What do you think? What does a all four of you on one track sound like over Kirby colored noise? Like what can you envision the topic or non-topic?
it's gotta be like street steezy, I reckon. It's gotta be simple. It's gotta be the song speaks louder than the visuals. The visuals are there just to aid it.
Mm.
It's gotta be like some dinner type steez at
Mm.
a table in some like at a small table with just us four sitting around it, and this camera's gone back and
Nice.
forth to whoever's rapping some like some Sopranos type ish. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I love
Or
that.
at the front of like some place, and we're all just posted up, two sitting on a seat,
Mhm.
and we're just like kind of doing our thing, just like real street inspired, yeah, something like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I picture it. I'm picturing it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
trying to think of. I'm trying, and that's what I mean with that as well. That question, I was trying to think of something real different, out of pocket,
mm,
not just like people who are my friends or people I can just do this with. Like,
let me just
really,
put up.
what would be the most out there track to
For
see?
sure. For
But yeah,
sure. Nah, honestly, those are my favorites when people start like pitching people and then like I'm like, yes, yes,
yeah.
go.
So Lazy Grey, complete or curse? You want to get together?
Yeah, let's see if that happens. I'm keen.
That'd be wild. I think
Yeah.
Curse is retired though.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can pull him out.
Uh,
You already put your
yeah,
homie.
I pulled out BTRG, pulled out Peace and Rem. So let's see.
Oh, for sure. Okay, final question. What is a personal moment that stands out to you that has impacted your music in a certain way?
My older brother's getting arrested and going to jail.
Mhm.
That was a big thing for me. Um, it felt like that I just had like my two. I wasn't too close with one of my brothers at that stage, but one of them I was, and it felt like I had everything like ripped away from me.
Mm.
And all my friends, I had a bunch of friends that just cut me off because of the incident, and it just was like changed me. Like I wanted to do this music thing proper,
Yeah. No, for
and
sure.
I really honed in on it. Like every night, I was just recording and just like really, and this was right at the start as well of me doing music. This happened, and yeah, it just made me hone in, write every single day, record every single night, and just like wanting to be the best that I can be.
Sure, for sure.
Um, and one of my brothers did 7 years. He only just got out last year, and he was just like, I haven't heard any of your music in 7 years. And I was like, that's crazy because like I had done some big things like, and he heard nothing. He still hasn't been able to see one of my shows. He's not allowed in a licensed venue, so like even that's going to be big as well for me when he's able to come and see what we do at these shows now.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
yeah,
No,
that's probably the biggest moment for me.
for sure, for sure. Might have to be a situation where you do like a nice little backyard, intimate, like
Oh,
type.
it's not long now, and he'll be able to come to shows.
Sure.
But yeah, I want him to come to a venue and see the crowd and see what happens
There
and
you
how rowdy it gets for him to just be like, holy shit.
go.
That's what I want to see. I want to be able to like see him from stage and just like him just being like, whoa, what is happening?
For sure, for sure. I love that. I love that. But he has heard your music like
He
now.
has heard the music now. One of my covers for one of my projects was like a photo of him.
Right.
He got to send like photos from jail home, and like he sent me one, and I was like, I'm gonna use that for an album cover. Like one of my EPs a couple of years ago, like he's the cover, and I was like, just to pay some homage to him, to let him know that he's not forgotten.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's listened to it now since he's been out. He's heard it. But yeah, him coming to a show, that's something I look forward to as well. My other brother as well, when he got out, because he got out earlier, when he first came to a show, it was the same thing. I was like, can't wait to see his reaction. Where I was like supporting complete at the time, and it was like 400, 500 people there. My brother's like, what the hell? And I was like, yeah, it's cool, isn't it? But
I love
yeah.
I love that. Yeah, no, that's fire. And I think that's a perfect place to end on. And I'm really hoping that happens really soon for
It shouldn't be
y'all.
much longer.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But yeah, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course, absolute pleasure to talk to you, get to know you a little bit more. I hope that people, got to know you a little bit more. And yeah, here's where I, do the obligatory roll out the red carpets, let the people know what is happening, what's coming up, all that good stuff.
Me? You
Yeah.
like that? Oh yeah. Well, Breakthrough's out. I'm about to do this a new series called Goober Eats. I used to
Mm,
be a cook.
that's hard. I love
Used to
that
be a
name.
cook. A few friends of mine who's been like, don't just when you've dropped the project, don't just die down now. You've got momentum behind you. People want to see more. People want to know you as a person. And then my friend Manners, he was like, you should do some food related stuff. You used to be a cook. You've worked in kitchens, like you love cooking. And I was like, yeah, why not? just bought a gimbal, just eating food with friends, just doing, taking going to different spots. Like I've just been banking them up. So I've got about 10 sitting here that I'm going to start releasing maybe at the start of November. But yeah, just some little
Yes,
more content. Let people see who I am as a person and what I enjoy.
for sure, for sure. I love that. I love that. Um, okay, well, once again, Goobsy, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you, man.
Of course, of course. Once again, Goobsy, I am Rue, aka the Culture Black Kid. Catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.